This is Rotterdam, a city with 610,000 inhabitants. A city which thanks its prosperity to the water and which houses the largest port in Europe. Rotterdam hosted the Connecting Delta Cities seminar in June 2013. More than half the world's population lives in cities, and the majority lives in delta cities. These delta cities are some of the most vulnerable areas affected by climate change due to their location, their dense population, and strong economic activities. Rotterdam and the southwest of the Netherlands were hit by serious flooding in 1953. Many of the dikes proved to be too low and couldn't withstand a northwester storm combined with the spring tide. New Orleans also proved they were unable to withstand the water forces when Hurricane Katrina hit the city in 2005. This is the reason why 10 cities have joined forces in the Connecting Delta Cities Network, an initiative by the city of Rotterdam. In addition to the aforementioned cities of Rotterdam and New Orleans, the following cities are involved: New York, Tokyo, Jakarta, Ho Chi Minh City, Hong Kong, London, Melbourne, and Copenhagen. These cities help each other by sharing knowledge, best practices, and experiences. The importance of what we do became again apparent in 2012, when Hurricane Sandy devastated New York. Connecting Delta Cities is part of the C40 City Network, an organization of no less than 63 cities collaborating to help reduce CO2 emissions and to adapt to climate change. 23 cities came together in Rotterdam to discuss strategies that minimize the negative effects of climate change.
Well, the Connecting Delta Cities basically brings together some of the world's leading cities on adaptation. And what I find great about that is it enables me to share what I'm doing, to test against what other cities are doing, and brings out a sense of competitive rivalry that enables us to all work to greater benefit to all the cities.
We really need a much more comprehensive, much more accelerated effort to start to think about how to increase the resilience for the city.
New York City presented its recovery plan, Sandy Initiative for Resilience and Recovery, following Superstorm Sandy.
The biggest challenge facing New York after Sandy, I think, is really maintaining the momentum and public focus around continuing to work to protect the city from the impacts of climate change. Certainly, there are a lot of recommendations, particularly around coastal protection, that are going to be important. That's a big hazard that's facing the city. Also, there's a large focus around key infrastructure systems like our energy sector, which are obviously very important to making sure that the lights are on and people continue to live comfortably in the city.
All 10 cities have their own problems. Public health is an important theme for Jakarta, for example. The 13 canals in the city constantly overflow. An increase in population has resulted in too much groundwater being used as drinking water. This has resulted in subsidence. Melbourne in Australia has problems with heat and drought.
The biggest challenge is drought and water scarcity. We've done our climate change adaptation strategy and identified four main risks, but drought and water scarcity are definitely the key challenges we're facing at the moment. The CDC is very important, actually. We in Australia only have a number of larger cities, so it's really great to be able to connect with some of those international cities who are working in this same space and be able to learn from each other and learn about what different initiatives have worked and haven't worked and be able to take that back home.
Climate change and an increase in the occurrence of extreme weather situations also offers opportunities. This includes things such as floating buildings, like the floating pavilion in Rotterdam's Rijnhaven, the creation of water plazas which can capture rainwater in the event of heavy showers, and the construction of green roofs. Innovative solutions which increase the quality of the living environment and which also provide economic spin-off. Sharing experiences when it comes to climate change adaptation and dealing with extreme weather events is the CDC network's greatest strength.
Other cities have experience in specific topics that Rotterdam is not so much familiar with at the moment. So for example, New Orleans is very experienced in community building, creating community awareness, things that we are thinking about in Rotterdam at the moment, but are not very good at. And that's what a network is all about, learning on topics that you are not the best at the moment.